We are going to start at what I think the biggest game of the weekend is. I think game day is a fool for not going here. This is a city that I wouldn't go to if I never had to as well, but that's my biases. They're not supposed to have my biases. You got to go to Tuscaloosa. You got to see Lane Kiffin face off against Nick Saban. You got to see him be a thorn in the side of Nick, just the pain that is in Nick's ass. This line opened up, my friends. This line, I saw a leaked out line from a Vegas sports book that was 17.5 Bama. Now, when it opened up in all of the books online, the offshore and the American books, it was 15.5. Within minutes, I'm talking minutes of being open, it is now at 14.5, and it's been there for most of the evening. I don't know that anybody who made these lines has watched Ole Miss play football, but if you took the jerseys off of these teams and you just looked at their resumes and you looked at what they've done over the course of their first 3 games, everybody in the country would say Ole Miss is the better football team. They just would. We have it in our head that before the season started, Bama's supposed to be the best team. We have it in our head that Bama has all the best players. We have it in our head that Bama has all the best coaches. We have it in our head that they're Alabama. And we can't get that out of our head. But if we actually look at the data, I'm not the data guy. I'm the anti-data guy. But I use my eyes and I watch the games, okay? If you watch the games, if you look at the data, every analytic out there says Ole Miss is not this bad. I think Ole Miss is the better team. If I was to do a ranking right now, I would have Georgia number 1 in the country. I would have Ole Miss number 2 in the country because they're the 2 most impressive football teams that I have seen so far this year. It's not close, by the way. I think there's a little gap, and then I think there's Alabama behind them. It took everything Alabama had to beat Florida. Okay, it really did. This Ole Miss team, I think, is head and shoulders better than them, than Florida is. All right. The fact that you think it's, being in Tuscaloosa is going to matter, don't think it's going to matter. I just don't. I think the better quarterback on the team is going to be on the visiting side of the field. That's Matt Corral. I'm telling you now, guys, I'm already going to have lots of action on this game. I already have lots of action. I was one of the lucky bastards that got it at 15.5. I'm going to take it. It's not going to be the line I give. When I do the show Wednesday, I'm going to give you whatever the line is then. That game's insane. Now, I said a lot of bad things about Bama. Bama's one of the best football teams in the country, and this is going to be an incredible game. I don't think this game's going to be a whole lot different than last year's game outside of the fact of we might have a different winner, and it might finish closer than last year finished. But I don't see this being a 2-3 score football game. Over 2 touchdowns is too many points. I just think that's insane.